promoting anyone else's channel on my channel because why not? It's fun. This is supposed to be fun.
Okay.
Welcome to Passe Gaming, folks. I am Mr. Frost. This here is Guns for Hire.
Hey, everybody.
We play games. We're currently playing Dungeon Defenders 2. And this is our 10th episode? Yeah, 10th episode. Of exhilarating gameplay from this exhilarating game. I'm kidding. This game's... It's okay. It's fun if you have a buddy to play with. You'll hear us say this about 1,000 times during this, playthrough. I got absolutely shit.
Hold on. I'm just responding to some asshole on Twitter who used the fucking acronym D2 to talk about Diablo 2.
You were just
Destiny
talking
2.
about that. R1. So, as promised, with this episode, we are going to talk a little bit about our favorite PC RPGs. And why they're our favorite PC RPGs.
Flame on! That's right. I just compared myself to Johnny Storm while I'm raging on some nerd on Twitter.
Oh man, I did not mean to buy that. I feel absolutely stupid now. You fucking bastards.
Alright, so do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I think we're gonna do a back and forth kind of thing. So, like, we don't have to have a necessary. I mean, if you want to, we'll do 5. So you could start with your least and then work your way up. Can you come up with 5? Is that asking too much?
PC RPGs.
Yeah, that's like 1,000 of them, dude. Like a literal 1,000 of them.
Alright, so... number 5 would probably be... Icewind Dale.
Why?
Because it was interesting at the time. There was a lot of isometric RPGs that were coming out, but I feel Icewind Dale kind of stood out because it took place in this weird snowy landscape, and there was like a brief introduction, but for the most part, like, it just threw you straight into like that is like a village, right? That was getting attacked by goblins and orcs, and you kind of had to like figure out what was going on. And I didn't really know a lot about Forgotten Realms at the time, so it was like a new place for me.
Let's see, my number 5. See, this actually might take me a second. I could easily come up. Yeah, well, I know I could easily come up with 1 through 4. It's literally 5 is the one I'm struggling with. I'm trying to think.
Did you go into a map?
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh, alright, let me back out. I'm going to have to say...
I think my system's crashing. System error.
I am struggling. All right, give me like a minute or two,
Okay.
because a couple games just popped into my head that I completely forgot about, and I'm trying to classify them. Um,
My number 4, Baldur's Gate.
why?
Minsk and Boo.
Oh, I love Minsk and Boo. Now, as a follow-up question to that, did you like the original um, artwork for the characters in the Baldur's Gate 1, or did you like the artwork that they used in Baldur's Gate 2?
I don't remember either
You
of
don't
them.
remember?
So.
When was the last time you played it?
A while ago.
Really? You need to get your hands on either Enhanced Edition and enjoy it in full,
Yeah.
beautiful HD. Plus, like, the story is fucking great. Like, and they incorporated a bunch of missing content from the original game. They just didn't, like, there was a bunch of content they're like, we're not going to use. So they went through it and added all the content back in. Not only that, but there is a fantastic community where they're still supporting this game, still making adventures, still making mods. It's great. I love Baldur's Gate. That
Yeah.
was obviously on my list. Oh, let me go. I have to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back.
Okay.
Talk to the people.
Hey, everybody. We're just running around. Well, I'm just running around in the tavern while we wait for Frost to do things. Bathroom things. Bathroom life. Yeah. Now I'm looking at Twitter. 'Cause that's what I do. Ugh, jerk off. Browse history. Here we go. This is what I need. I need this in my life. Twitch merch. Oh, lag.
I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Alright. So I was thinking, my fifth favorite PC RPG would probably be... God, there's so many. I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna go with Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
You pretty much touch upon what was great about it. It's a great game. Especially the
I thought
enhanced
that was
edition.
gonna be your number one.
Nope. Great story. It was revolutionary at the time. Everything about it is just even today, those type of games still hold up incredibly well. That's why you see, even now on PSN, you can grab a game. It's basically based on that, which is it's that Numera game. I forget the hell it's called. I keep eyeing it.
Numeria or whatever.
Yeah.
That's actually based off of Planescape Torment.
Mm-hmm. Which is, but I mean like the game style.
Yeah, isometric RPG.
Yeah.
You can also get
the same guy
Pillars
is
of
made.
Eternity.
That's another one, but that's not out for the PSN. That's for PC only, unfortunately.
Wait, what?
So that's only out for the PC. You can't get it on PlayStation.
What is?
Pillars of Eternity.
No, you can get it on PlayStation.
No way.
Yeah, they just put out Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition.
Really?
Yeah. You can also get Tales from the Sword Coast, which has a DM toolkit included in it.
Wow. See, now there's too many good games to get. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that I would love to play a game like that again. I actually just got done playing. I guess just wouldn't be the right word for it. Maybe it was probably like a year ago. I just got done finishing Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I never got around to getting the second one. I want to get it. My computer's on its way out, so I'm just gonna wait until I get a new computer. But I'm definitely excited about it. And they're also making a brand new Baldur's Gate, which is supposed to take place between 1 and 2. Although, when you think about it, Baldur's Gate 2 literally takes place like 5 minutes after Baldur's Gate 1. But, you know,
Yeah.
maybe they have something magical planned that we don't know. I don't know. But I love that game. Everything about it's great. It's a great representation, and what's cool about it is that you can customize it in a way where if you are a hardcore Dungeons & Dragons nerd like I am, you can customize it and play it with hardcore rules, where it's literally D&D rules.
Yeah.
Or you could just play it, you know, like normal. Am I in your group? Are we partied up? Okay.
Alright, what's your number 4?
My number 4 would be A Quest for Glory 1.
Okay.
I love that game. It's a solid, fun game. God, it's probably one of the earliest adventure / RPGs I've ever played. It's not traditional. It leans more towards adventure. However, it has RPG elements in it. That's why I was kind of stumped for a while there, because I was like, that one's kind of up in the air. But I love that game, and highly suggest if you can somehow manage to get your hands on it. I think Steam has it. You should play it. It's really, really good. Um, they made 5 of them. Quest for Glory 1, 2, 3. The second one, they re-released the first one with all new graphics and stuff. Like the original first one is really hard to look at. It's like ancient, but they ended up going back and making it like real nice. And that was like in the 90s, so because it was originally released in the 80s. And then the second one was released also in the 80s, but they never redid it, and it's very clunky and weird. I remember I couldn't quite figure out what the fuck I was doing because it's that old, and that was like the mid 90s. But my buddy played it previously, JR. You've met him, and he actually went through it and beat it right there in front of me. Like he just sat down one day. He was like, "I'm gonna finish this." The third one was really good. The third one was released, it's also when they went back and redid the first one. Really great pixel art. Oh god, it's such a fun game. Fourth one, I never got to work right. I ended up getting like a collection where you got all 5 in one box. God, the fourth one, like it just never ran right. I could never get it installed on the computer, and I've been trying to get that game installed for years, but you know, I don't know, it's glitchy. There's a bug on the disc, and if you can't you can't fix the disc. So, maybe if you get it from Steam, it's fixed. I don't know. I never, like I said, I don't really fuck around with Steam. And then, let me see. And 5 was awesome too.
Wait, what are you talking about again?
Quest for Glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 5th one was really good. The 5th one was like it was like a homage to all the past ones, just to wrap the story up and make everybody happy. It came out like years and years and years and years and years later. But it was a good game. It was a decent game. Good series. I highly suggest you play it. One of my favorite bits from the first game, which is why the first game's on the list, was I remember coming upon a fairy ring, and mind you, this was like the mid 90s when I was very into doing drugs and stuff. And I came upon a fairy ring of mushrooms, and I decided it was a good idea if my character ate all the mushrooms, and he ended up going crazy and dying, because that's how Sierra games were back then, but it was still awesome. Yeah, that would be my number 4 favorite is Quest for Glory. So you want to be a hero. I rambled on like way too long.
So my number 3 game is the Kingsfield series.
Oh, we could do a series, or we do it individual games.
I mean, yeah, why not? You just rambled on and on about Quest for Glory.
I did. Well, because I was going to include Baldur's Gate 2 as a higher mark.
Oh, that's fine.
Whatever. We'll throw Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 together because I love them both and they're amazing. All right, now we continue.
So, obviously, spiritual predecessor to Dark Souls.
Was it really?
Evolved. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Nope.
They were made by From Software.
Go to bed. Yeah, I did not know that. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because I know Dark Souls was based off of Demon Souls. It's the same.
Yeah. Well, it takes it. I don't know if it's in the same, universe, but basically it's the same.
Go to bed.
It's just great. Old game.
Yeah, it sounds pretty damn cool.
But they were like,
was it like the same kind of like? Because I've always felt that Dark Souls was strange. Like the Dark Souls series in general, where everything's very,
cryptic and dark and weird. Yeah.
Nihilistic. Like they're just like everybody who just wants to die. You
Yeah.
know.
And they were first person, and they had varying like areas, but you like it was basically one dungeon through the whole thing. Very simple by today's standards, but still excellent game.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that definitely sounds really fucking cool. How many came out in that series?
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, if see, we should have decided if we were going to do single games or series. Baldur's Gate would have been like at the top, #1, easy by far. If we were going to do that, I was going to put Baldur's Gate 2 like way up there, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still a fantastic series. Both games, I highly suggest you get the HD remakes. It's not even fair calling it a remake. It's not a remake. It just got HD, better textures. You really should play the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Enhanced editions are just fucking fantastic games.
There were 4 games in the main series.
4? Alright. That's
The first one came out in '94 on PlayStation.
That's pretty damn cool. I've never played them. What were they called again?
Kingsfield?
Kingsfield. See, it sounds familiar, but yeah, I've never played them. Alright, don't be scratching at you little shit. I'm trying to think. Kingsfield. I think my next game.
I'm gonna be super excited for my #1.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm trying to think now how I'm gonna do this. Fuck. This is gonna have to go here then.
Alright, I'm gonna give my #2. Are you ready?
Alright, let's hear it.
Diablo 2.
Do we consider Diablo an RPG?
Yeah, it's an action RPG.
Okay. Well, why don't you just include the whole series?
Because Diablo 2 was really my favorite. If you put all 3 games in front of me and said pick one to play for the rest of your life, it would be Diablo 2.
Really? See, I've never finished Diablo 2. I told you that story like 1,000 times. I lent it to Chris, and then he would play it over at his girlfriend's house all the time, and then he broke up with her and never got the game back.
Yeah.
I remember telling him, "Go to fucking get the game." I screamed at him, "Go get the goddamn game! I don't give a shit if you broke up with."
You should have just went and got it.
I don't know. I don't know where she fucking lived.
I'd have been like, "Hey, you don't know me, but you have my game."
Yeah. I was like, "Listen, I need that game."
Wasted so much of my life playing that, switching between that and StarCraft.
StarCraft, that's another game I didn't play.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't play actual StarCraft. Like, I liked the campaign, I liked the game, but I played the user map settings, maps that were created by people. And there was a lot of creative ones, like there was a map called DBZ All Sagas, where like it would use, you were limited to using the StarCraft units and stuff, but it was based off of Dragon Ball Z. And you would play a particular character, and you could train in a little training area, and you would gain, your power level would go up, and when you would hit certain things, you would gain a level, and you could like upgrade your character's attack and defense and stuff. And they had like a little like area in the bottom right of the map that was like a selector area, and that was for like the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 and shit. And when you went to Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, the unit you used would change, and it would be a stronger unit.
Are you sacrificing this thing again?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds...
There was a lot of... What?
God, yeah, I don't remember playing... So I remember the advertisement at the very beginning of Diablo 1. And, like, they were in a ship, and then one guy was like, he was, like, super rednecky. I remember that, but I don't remember... I never played it. That's interesting. I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to say my number 3 would probably be... I'm gonna say Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic. I loved that game. Loved it. Everything about it. It is buggy. It's not as polished as the Baldur's Gates and Planescapes and Icewind Dales, but it was a really interesting concept. The whole idea of it's an age where magic is fading away and technology is rising. So you can make these characters, and based on your build, you could either be like using magic, flinging fireballs or whatever the fuck, or you could be just using technology. But you couldn't do both, because both would, one would make, like, depending on how you make your character, like if you couldn't do both because one would only weaken the other. So if you're using, for instance, like pistols, and you try making them throw fireballs, your fireballs will be weak as shit. Like, I always liked that. I thought that was really interesting. That, like, technology would weaken the magic, or you could use magic and it would be weaker than tech. It was a really interesting concept, and I really enjoyed that game. Trying to think what else I really dug. Well, that was my number 3. Oh, you already did your number 2.
Yeah.
Then my number 2 would have to be... Oh, boy. For RPGs, it would have to be... See, that's not an RPG. Oh, shit. Where the hell's that?
What the bird?
What barricade is under attack?
Me and barricade, I got it though. These flying dudes came from somewhere, I don't even know where they came from.
All my shit's getting its ass kicked. I did not do very good at prepping for this. That's probably because I'm talking and not paying attention. It was meant to knock people off down there if things got too rough. I'm drawing a blank. Well, another one I'll name. Yeah, see, I got my numbers all mixed up anyway, so I'll just fucking throw them out there. I love Neverwinter Nights. Not the series, because the second one sucked. But the first game, I've pumped so much time into that it's ridiculous. I loved that game. Everything about it. Fucking fantastic game. God, it was such a good game. But just, and not only that, but like you could run your own campaigns through it. It was awesome for the time. It was a really good game. Just talking about it the other day about how awesome of a game that was. It was really good. Story was good. It came out with like a buttload of extra quests and DLC and all sorts of fucking crazy shit. It was good shit. Alright, so what's your number one? Like my numbers are all fucked up at this point.
My number one. Going all the way back to 2001.
Damn.
Okay? August 21st of 2001.
Damn.
With a 9 out of 10 on Steam, a 4.6 out of 5 on Good Old Games, and an 81% from GameFAQs and Metacritic.
Oh.
Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura.
So that was my third one. God, I love that game. It's such a good game. If
So
that
good.
game was more polished, I think it would have spawned a series. It was so good. That's literally my only gripe. It wasn't more polished. That was a problem. Although that also has a modding community that have done wonderful things for that game. Fixed a lot of the balancing issues, fixed a lot of fatal bugs, and helped that game reach its full potential of fucking awesomeness.
If you
They
go
added more
back
stuff. So good.
and put that game into your PC right now, it is still as good as the first time you played it. And
Oh yeah,
it holds up.
100%. Not only that, but that game was a little racy in terms of like it was very adult oriented. I remember like one of the places, in order to get into a building, you could potentially whore yourself out.
Yeah.
like it was a game like that. It was like, whoa, what are we talking about here? But that's what was cool about it. It was very, no nonsense.
Actually,
it's good game.
What surprises me is seeing that it did so well in reviews, because I didn't think that game was very well received.
It wasn't. No. A lot of that stuff is probably more recent. I mean, because there was no Metacritic, and there was no. A lot of that stuff didn't exist then when that game was released. Yeah. So I think a lot of that was people going back and playing it and saying, "Holy shit, this was a really good game." God, I remember making like the fucking pistols. I loved using the guns in that game, but like I also liked magic, and it was hard to have both characters. It was a really good game. That's one game I wish I learned how to better mod it.
It was a pain in the ass to mod that game.
Oh my god, it was a nightmare.
But that had one of the better character creators for a while.
It did.
For a long while.
All
the things you could pick.
Everything. That's one of the very few things I learned how to do with that game was I could make my own backgrounds, my own starting bonuses, and I figured out how to put in my own photos, like for character portraits. Not that was a huge deal, but I mean, it helps. God, it was a good game. That was a really good choice. But like I said, my number one would have been Baldur's Gate, but Arcanum's definitely in the top 3. I love Arcanum. I'm trying to think of what my number At this point my numbers are all fucking skewed anyway. I'm just trying to think of a fucking another RPG. I guess it will be Diablo. I'm gonna have to say, and I know this is probably the unpopular answer, but Diablo 1's my favorite Diablo.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Diablo 1. I played it over and over and over and over again. Everything about it was great. I even love the unofficial, official Sierra expansion that no one ever talks about or remembers. Hellfire, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was good. God, that was a good game.
Okay. Bonus question.
Bonus.
What is your favorite point-and-click adventure?
My favorite of all time?
All time. One choice.
Oh, that's hard. That's like super hard.
Gabriel Knight.
Really?
Well, see, now, because I'm thinking about fucking, it's either Gabriel Knight or Alone in the Dark. But, like, I can't even, like, 'cause now I'm thinking about, what was that game on Nintendo? They put out, like, the remastered version of it recently, Day of the Tentacle.
Yes, that's right. Maniac Mansion. Yeah. And you also have the one with Guybrush, whatever his name is, the pirate one.
I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
Monkey Island.
That, Monkey Island?
Yep.
I was just trying to think of, like, what games the pirates.
Monkey Island's great. Oh shit. I got here too late. It's always the fucking dragons. Fucking guys. The real question here is those cannons I set in the middle here actually hitting the flying things, or is one of our things killing it before it even gets here? Because I can't tell.
Not the flying things. They hit a lot of random.
So should I get rid of the cannons? Do I even need them if they're not doing anything in the middle?
We're fine there. They might have killed one flying thing because I only had two come at me. So.
That's a really hard question because I love wait and click. Like I want to play the last King's Quest. I love King's Quests. They're all fucking good. All of them.
Yeah.
Well, you flip-flopped a whole bunch like Donald Trump. Which one did you decide you liked?
There was a lot of flip-flopping.
Yeah. That's hard. Just to pick one. If you would been like just pick three in no particular order, I could better do that.
Because the more I sit and think about it, the more I remember fucking basically Sierra's entire catalog.
Oh my god. And I still say today Sierra was possibly at one time one of the best game developers ever.
And then they got bought out by EA.
Well, hey, that happens to everybody.
That's true. Fucking... Oh my god, how could I fucking... Jesus Christ. We had that big, long fucking thing about top 5 RPGs, and I didn't even say anything about Legends of Castlevania.
I don't even know what that game is. What is Legends of
It was
Castlevania?
uh, the first MMO ever, um, graphical MMO ever on PC.
Really?
And a lot of people will say that it was Dark Ages of Camelot, but it wasn't. So there was this thing back in the day. It was like Steam before Steam was a thing. It was called Game Store, and it was you paid monthly, and you got to play a whole bunch of games, a whole bunch of PC games. A lot of them really bad, but some of them were pretty good. Like do you remember that first-person RPG type game on N64 where you were like a wizard and you ran around and fighting monsters and cast spells and shit?
No.
I can't even think of what this thing's called anymore. But that was on there. There was this weird like PvP type game based on Godzilla, where some players were like Marines, and some players were like baby Godzilla characters, and like the Marines had to kill all the Godzillas, and the Godzillas the more kills you got as a Godzilla, you would level up and get bigger and shit. Like it was so bad. But I was like 12 or 13 and 14. I thought it was the most amazing fucking thing ever. But there was this game, Legends of Castlevania, that took place in a fucking fantastical world, and it was a grid-based type of movement. And it like ran on, it was kind of turn-based, it ran on like ticks.
Yeah.
So like, every few seconds was a turn or whatever. But it was super difficult, and it was like a lot of fun. It had a bunch of different classes you could play. There was a whole bunch of like spells you could learn for like a wizard or a cleric, and they had like thief spells that you could learn, and like you could steal from other players, and fucking there was hard friendly fire. So like if you were a wizard and you cast a firestorm and there was a bunch of friendlies around, you could like kill the whole group. It was just a lot of fun. And that's actually where I met this kid who used to play it, and his name was Fizbin Chalafi. And that was my first run-in with like D&D.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was AOL forums. That's chat rooms is where I first started. I got Hero Quests, and that's what ignited my love for role playing. But you need friends to play Hero Quest, so I didn't have a whole lot of that in the early days. So AOL chat rooms is where I supplemented my friends.
RPing on the AOL.
Yeah, and then later on I ended up meeting a whole bunch of cool buddies and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, GameStorm ended up getting bought out by EA.
Of course it did.
And they immediately worked on closing it down, because at the time they were partnered with Origin doing Ultima Online. But when they closed GameStorm down, they gave everybody a free subscription for Ultima Online, and then I immediately proceeded to waste time of my life playing Ultima Online.
You played Ultima Online for a long fucking time, because
Yeah.
you bring it up off. You brought it up often about how much time you've sunk into that game.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
a lot.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I always thought it was cool. How like you could have like your own castle and your own land and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean that's awesome.
When everybody was playing, started playing World of Warcraft, and like, oh my god, this is the greatest game ever. This is the defining moment for MMOs. I was like, I'm still playing UO and having a way better time than you are. Stop.
I've tried World of Warcraft. I never get into it. Listen,
I tried
I'm
it.
not an MMO guy to begin with. I don't like fetch quests, and I always felt like the World of Warcraft was very fetch questy.
Yeah.
And it feels like everything since then has been fetch questy.
Yeah. The problem with MMOs since WoW came out is that you're not really building towards anything.
No, you just do busy work.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, okay, here's the level, here's a bunch of stuff that you got, cool.
It's like, now go find friends to go, raid this. Like, I don't want to. No.
Yeah.
I
Whereas, like, with UO, like, the big draw for that was, like, you had to do stuff to get stuff, to be better. Like, you were building towards something. There was a lot of MMOs like that in the very early days.
Well, you know what I noticed in the early days, MMOs, like the early MMOs, were all a lot of the earlier ones were unique, where it wasn't just fetch quests; they were trying to do something, and it wasn't until World of Warcraft when everything had to be Warcraft to feel successful. Like they were gonna get anywhere, which was stupid and silly.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the way things work. Same thing with Call of Duties, and everything had to be Call of Duty. I remember when I got the 360, first got it, they literally only released shooters.
Yeah.
Like that's all they released. Like that was it. That's all you could get was a shooter. I don't have a problem with shooters, but I'm an RPG guy, and I like to play them, when I can. That was something you were not going to get from Xbox in the early goings.
To have shooters for, when all your buddies.
Yes.
But when nobody's on, like, you need something to play by yourself.
Yeah, and I was never one to play a shooter by myself. Like, I would go play Call of Duty when, like, the guys were on, and that was like our thing for like for a long time. We would all get together and play Call of Duty. That was a couple of years we did that. The crew, before the alternate douchebag disappeared.
The Bombay years.
Yeah.
When I eventually write the book of my incredibly boring life, that chapter is going to be called The Bombay Years.
Bombay years.
Motherfucking day.
He was a special sort. Yeah, when it comes back on the adventure game bit, let me get it out of the way now. I'm just gonna say King's Quest as a series as a whole. I loved King's Quest, but there's a lot of oh my god, they destroyed another dummy. There was a lot of point and click adventures that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
A lot of them, and that was definitely one of them. It was a good game. Damn good game. All of them were. I actually watched the like people play through the recent resurrection of it. So it was really just as good, just as fun, it really held up. Like there's no reason why that style of game can't still be something today. Um,
Yeah.
and it received all great reviews. Everyone enjoyed it. Like that. I mean, that should be living. That should be proof right there. But I mean, it's not. It's it's the way it goes.
Everything's cyclical.
Yeah. Yeah, let's remember like what's cool, what's in, and oh yeah, JRPGs are a dying breed. They're they ain't gonna be around for forever. I mean, there's always like RPG nerds, but it's not like it was before. A lot of people don't like JRPGs. They're like, oh yeah, but there's not enough of this, or not enough dragons, or screaming and Skyriming. Even though I think, listen, I like Skyrim. I liked Morrowind. I liked all them games, but and I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but you're literally playing the same exact game every single time. You
Yeah.
It's the same game. They're like the main story's awesome, but I'm in it for all that other stuff too. I like the side quests and all the roaming around and finding stuff. That's fun. And the problem with Elder Scrolls in general is it's literally the same exact thing over and over. I've done that quest 50 fucking times before, and I notice it.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, it's magical and I love it. And I'm like, oh man, everything with this is so much fun, and I'm gonna do this and that and this, and I get about 10 hours in, and then 20 hours in, 30 hours in, and then I'm like, I've done this quest before. Maybe not in this game, but I've done this quest before.
They need to learn how to open a game in a different way.
They do. It's always you're captured or you're a prisoner, or it's like, it's like, yo, dude, it's literally the same as that game.
Like, I get it, it's an easy hook, but after the third game, come on.
You know what the problem is that it won't change. And you know why it won't change? Is because it makes your common gamer who likes it doesn't notice these things. Joe Schmo, who likes playing video games and RPGs, he's not gonna, unless he's really into RPGs like you and I, for instance, he's not gonna notice, and he's just gonna go right on playing it. But you and I, and any RPG enthusiast would pick out like nuances and little things, and that's what makes the game, what makes the series, is all that small stuff. And Elder Scrolls does it good. They have a lot of cool lore, and the books are fun to read, and it's fun to pump a whole bunch of skooma into your blood. Like, that stuff's neat. It's fun robbing people, but I mean, it only takes you so far. And a lot of the cool things that, like, I loved about the Elder Scrolls, they took out the most recent one, game. Like, you can't make good spells; they're all shit. Making your own spells sucks anymore. And like, I remember in fucking Morrowind, you made a spell that fucking broke the universe. It's great.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's a shame.
Oh shit, that cobalt glider.
He's over here by me. I can't get him. He's too high.
There's the one. Well. I hate that fucking thing.
I jumped and missed it.
Huh.
Holy shit. I don't have any points left.
Yeah, neither do I. Just have to do this the old-fashioned way.
What's your favorite real-time strategy?
StarCraft. With, Ages of Mythology.
I have to say,
Doesn't matter. Even if it's
Yeah, they blew up all my stuff over here. I don't know how. Yeah, everything's going. It's just me fighting them.
The glider.
That's probably what did it. My favorite. I have a lot of fond memories of Lords of the Realm.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. I would stick it in my top 5. I don't think I couldn't say it would be my favorite. Command and Conquer. I always liked Command and Conquer. It was good. It's a good game. I also liked Sid Meier's Civil War.
Yeah.
I'm a big Civil War fan. Where is it?
Shit, dude.
Holy shit. Where did these guys come from?
Your side.
They must have got past, and before I got up there and seen.
Yeah.
Definitely suffering from fatigue.
Yeah, it's getting to that point.
Yeah, it's super duper late. It's like it's almost 3 o'clock. It was still fun. I'm gonna go run around and grab one crap.
Time flies when you're talking about better games than the one you're playing.
I know. Wow, I think I found. Oh my god, a Castlevania's coming out. Not Castlevania. My bad. Bloodstain will be coming out soon. A lot of good stuff this year. Next year, technically. Red Dead Redemption. I love Red Dead Redemption. The first games were probably one of my favorite games ever. That's on my top 10 list. I love that game. I played that game, and I with Rockstar games, they kind of suffer a little bit of the same thing that Skyrim did, a little bit. Fetch quests, doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Still a great game. Red Dead was great. Love it. Absolutely loved it. What else is coming out? Secret of Mana. Oh my god, they're killing me.
Yeah, really.
Good. I'm glad. This is like a nice renaissance for RPGs. Awesome.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully. Alright, let me look at my shit here.
There's always the chance that these games come out and don't do dick.
Yeah, but we don't want that.
No, we don't. That would be in the bad category.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And hopefully these games turn out to be really good. They don't have to be super successful, but be decent games, and maybe revitalize the genre, or like no one's buying JRPGs like they used to. That's all people would buy at one point. It's not the same anymore. It would be really nice if the same thing with the Bloodstained. I hope it does really, really well. I hope it's really good. It made a ton of money in the Kickstarter, and he's very determined to not release it until he thinks it's done, which is admirable, because a lot of other A lot of other developers would be like, let's just release it. We need that money, Sonny. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but that doesn't mean it's going to actually be what we want it to be. But I mean, so far, based on what I've watched, what I've seen, it all looks good to me so far. So that's a good sign. You know, but we don't know. You won't know until it's released. And even then, it's like it's also going to be very subjective. I mean, because I liked games that no one else has liked, or a few other people have liked, and I'm like, oh, it's fun. It's all that matters if you have fun.
Yeah.
But the only thing
I don't
is,
care about other people.
nah, you shouldn't. But the only thing that sucks about that is that, like, if you really love this game and then it turns out to be poopy, you're probably not going to get a sequel.
Yeah.
You know what I liked? I always wish they went back and did it right. Was what was that game? It was an RPG, and you were a spy.
It came out on Xbox, right?
Yeah. And you were like, I just remember like loving the idea, like, and then like, I mean, the game, the story was really, the story was not good.
God, I don't even know.
That, like, this is gonna drive me nuts now. It's
Yeah.
fuck it, I gotta look it up. Anyway, this game was a really good concept. The fact that like, you run around, you would buy new stuff, you could level up your skills. Like, your shooting sucked, and even though you controlled, like, you would point the reticle at where you would shoot, you would still suck unless you leveled up your ability to shoot.
Yeah.
So you can make your guy. You could go in there as a it was for the 360. You could go in there running a gun and just like destroy everything, or you could go in there and be Solid Snake, build your character where he sneaks around and maybe he stabs people to death instead, or maybe he Alpha Protocol.
Alpha Protocol, yeah, there you go.
It got a 6 out of 10 on IGN. It was a decent fucking game. It just suffered from poor programming. It was published by Sega. Poor programming. There was a lot of bugs, and they didn't do a very good job at patching, especially in the age of patching. That you need to patch it so it works.
Yeah.
The story was a decent story. It wasn't great. The AI was dreadful. But it could have been. That could have been something. That would have been. And I remember Rockstar was thinking about doing something similar, where they were like, we're going to release a spy type of like Grand Theft Auto almost game, but they never did. They never did it. But I think that would have been fucking awesome.
You know, I honestly could not tell you what the story for that game was.
What, Alpha Protocol?
Yeah.
Yeah, neither could I. Not anymore. At one time, maybe. I haven't played that, and it's had to have been like 10 years. It's had to have been 10 years since I last played that. I liked it. I just wished things were different. I think it would have been. It's funny when I say it like that, but like you could see. The thing is, I could see. Like I look at that game and I see the potential. I'm like, oh man, this could have been something really good. But like, it wasn't, and then we'll never see anything like it again.
Yeah.
But I think I'm well over my episode limit, and I am like fucking super tired
Right.
and inebriated. So I think I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Thanks for joining us. What did we talk about this episode? Everything? Like when I
Favorite
go,
PC game.
yeah, I guess like our favorites. Well, I'll just like when I go to they'll be like, oh, check us out talking about our favorite games in general. Oh, that reminded me. So, I've been looking like one of the reasons I was going to get a new computer. This is before we had to move. I want to get. I'm dying to play. Like, I'm a big fan of the Alamo, like my father, and in the Civil War, and I want to play a game. Like, I want to play like a Civil War based game, and like I had an Alamo based game. I just don't. I don't have it now. I don't have it anymore. It was a History Channel Alamo based game, but it was good. It's a decent game. It's just hard, really fucking hard. And I had Sid Meier's Civil War, but I mean that was super hard too. I definitely want to play them. See if I can find something like that. I remember Jimmy said something about there's a Total War-esque RPG game that's supposed to be coming out, or already came out. That's for the Civil War.
I have no idea.
No. All right, well we'll call it a night. I don't either. That's and like once in a while, like I'll see something, either on Facebook or someone mentioning something. 'Cause Dave was talking to me about the PC. He's like, "Oh man, I got a PC. Why would I ever need a PS4?" I was like, "Because PS4 is easy and fuck keeping up with the Joneses to play games." I don't know. I mean, I used to do the PC thing. I just don't want to anymore. I haven't done like